So the team was built. They were doing the 10 days of pain. We had the technology we were using at the time implemented, and there really wasn't a lot for me left to do on the team. And we had a goal to get 100 rental properties in 10 years. And talking to my wife, we decided we could shrink that goal down to possibly 5 years.
Right.
If I went and got a job, kind of cover the bills, and then we can use all of the extra money from the real estate office and the team to kind of put into rental properties. Got it.
So now, out of the way out, right? Primarily due to the fact that you don't want to, with the existing team, right? It would feel kind of like.
Yeah, I didn't want to go back to selling real estate because they're going to think
they're there, they're doing that. That's their, and a fixed amount of leads and that kind of thing. And already it's a tight business. So it's hard to run the team, right? If you're involved as well. So on the production side. So now, so the idea is we have that goal. 100 rental properties or 100. Okay. And this is going to be the faster plan, the faster way to get there is to get that job outside. And that landed you with me, right? We interviewed at Vanessa's Next Door. And for me, it was the insurance. I was hiring on the insurance side of my business, right? And looking at insurance production, and I guess you probably heard a good word about insurance or the long term of that. We talked together, and during that conversation, right? No worries, that happens. All good. During the conversation, we had basically, I guess the background. I always go into my interviews are so strange. I go into the what's the goal? Why? What motivates you? Because I like to learn from different people the perspectives of what gets them going every day. So you said, okay, this is what we have. This is my background. How I went from Caterpillar, right? This is why you're so good with the cars, to real estate, and then now to finding an opportunity to get additional income on the side to reach that goal. But it's that goal that's important. And so with that, I think my whole thing was we could get you on the insurance side. I said it during that interview. No, we ended up first starting with the insurance. You could do that, but I'm pretty sure that I said on that, you have an opportunity with, kind of the business that you built and what you did, right? We can work there, and this is the model that I'm planning, right? And that's how, long story short, you ended here, but I think I said something to the tune of that, right? Related to.
Yeah, you had mentioned you should be doing mortgages because you're running a real estate team. But it didn't resonate because I didn't know how much money was in mortgages. Then one day you sat down and you flipped paper over and you were like, look.
But that was when you came back. So we went different ways. And I told everybody, I was like, I don't know if Mark can cry. I don't know if he's emotional, right? Can he cry? We interview, he was serious Mark gets it done. So I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. And then you call me, you're like, oh, you sent me an email. Oh, yeah, I got a job somewhere else. And then I was like, oh, okay, no worries. All good. And then you call me and say, hey, what's going on? I guess the dealership, you worked with the car dealership. You have
for a minute, right?
Yeah, you had the experience background in cars, something you liked, but not quite the fit, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
Yeah, it wasn't for you. It's a bad work-life balance, but anyway, we could digress into that. But you come back and actually get started on the insurance side.
Yep, we were going to do insurance and
we were doing insurance. We were working hard on insurance.
We were going to push all the office to doing, which we did. We did for a long time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, and one of the things that was funny, it was just randomly one day, or when I'm in that office, I was always working on both things, and I was going through the numbers of something, I think, and I was like, Mark, remember I was telling you mortgage, you can do a lot, you can do this, and these are look, this is what we're working through this month, revenue wise and the number wise, your position that you were in, that made sense. You could do something like that. And then I think it clicked, right?
Yeah, and then I saw the money and was like, well, I'm handing these guys this much money for free.
Yeah. And then to lead that, so we do that, we implement, we go forward there. Now today, I think the goal or the vision, right, again, and I talked with Ricky on this a little bit in depth, the other Ricky, not myself, but we have two Rickies for those that don't know. But inside, the depths of why we do what we do and why it's important to us. And I think I said to the team, we always want for this vision and model of, I did this, we did this internally, my family, real estate and mortgage together. The builders are doing this. Everybody's moving to this kind of model, slowly but surely. Keller Williams is doing it, right? How can we support that in the teams that we work with and do it where we're coming from a place where we know the struggles that they're going through? And really for that, you have to have experience in real estate. I think I say with the marketing example, if you're going to just randomly start a marketing company and say, I'm going to set up my company to market for real estate agents and I'm going to help them get business. Well, if you're not, like, you haven't been a real estate agent that hasn't gotten business, you might have good ideas on marketing, but if you haven't been in that hot seat, it's harder for you to kind of authentically understand or resonate or know the problems that a real estate team would face.
Right.
Right. So it's like, that's a challenge. And for me, like, if you, like, my team that we're building has that background, I have the background, I was in the same spot, but it's all the more important that, we grow together in a place where the struggles, you are aware of what they go through, and everybody on the team is kind of already and have been in that spot before. And for us, like, now as we go and our goal is to grow and approach, work with different teams and kind of put them in the same position that we were in that worked for us, but do that at scale. This seemed like, I guess, a good opportunity. This is why you're now director of business.
I became passionate about it because we can help give back to real estate teams. Everybody's trying to crush the realtor, kind of trying to put you out of business. I mean, Zillow's entire goal is to make realtors extinct, like non-existent.
Yeah, and the companies with the money can do that, but the little people, where we all started, like, there's nobody on the fence there except us. Yeah, but you, and the passionate side of it, because, I mean, to be passionate, you have to experience the pain that you went through. So you're not going to know what these other teams are dealing with Zillow, right? You're not going to know how what's happening inside the business, right? And then it's became a passion, like, okay, I want to help these people because you did it. Right. And now you believe, like, I believe that, I think that it can make that difference. I think overall, from a financial standpoint, an operation standpoint, ability to evolve.
It will make your real estate team profitable. I mean, if you're a real estate team that's buying leads and kind of generating everything, putting money out for leads, you're probably running a pretty tight margin.
Especially across the business with the lead quality. And we've heard it from time and time again, right? All the different agents. We say it and they're like, yeah, that's what's happening. But the quality of the leads and the cost will go up. Quality keeps going down. The Zillows and the Realtor.coms and that kind of thing. It's just kind of working its way to nothing, right? And they keep changing. There's different model or different thing. And I'm not saying it never has worked. I just think it's not the best allocation of money, and it will continue to degrade as time goes on, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got to find other creative ways to be profitable, to support the team, to drive operations revenue, to bring in deals, but I mean, not at that cost, right? Or even to what we talked about earlier, right? The profit sharing model or the cost share model, right? Because the benefit is only towards something that doesn't really pan out. Even every lender, like, I talk to different people in the lending space all the time about the cost share, and when you ask them, like, hey, from an inside, like on a lending side of it, hey, I want us to do a sponsorship or a cost share with another agent, like, have you guys had any success with that?
Like a Zillow co-marketing.
Yeah, usually in like the Facebook groups with all the LOs and stuff, you'll see this kind of conversation back and forth. Like, one LO will ask in the group, there's a Facebook group for everything these days. Right. One LO will ask, hey, I want to do co-marketing with an agent on Zillow. Is it a good idea? And resoundingly, like, the feedback internally is, well, you're not going to get deals from the leads that come through, like maybe one every now and then, rarely. It's going to be more about, like, if you can build a relationship and maintain a relationship. But I mean, why? Let's change the underlying, the lead source, the method, and what we're doing to acquire the business, because, the money can go further, right? And we can have a better integrated experience. There's more ways to work together than just that, and that's where it's a real difference, right? And I think for you kind of coming on board and seeing that, that's our vision, right? And it's easy to follow and believe. And I'm assuming that's why you're here.
Yes.
Assuming.